and go.
Hey, outstanding Ohio, I am Aaliyah. I'm with Pure Barre in Fairlawn, and today I wanted to show you a few things that you can do, whether you're taking a break at work and need to get the blood flowing, or you just want a quick workout at home just to energize yourself a little bit, but still feel like you've done something. So the first thing that I want to make sure everyone does before they work out is warm up. Just increase your heart rate a little bit. That gets the blood flowing into your muscles so you don't injure yourself. The first thing we will do is work on your inner and outer thighs. I will show you one exercise for those. You will need a chair or a countertop or something just to kind of brace yourself a little bit. Bring your heels together and your toes apart. They don't have to be far apart, just whatever is most comfortable. Raise up to low heels, so you're kind of on your tippy toes. Glue your heels back together, and then you will bend your knees to sink your seat toward knee level, but you're still holding on here. Make sure your tailbone is pointed down to the ground. And the first thing you will do is lower yourself slowly for 2 counts, and lift for 2 counts. Lower for 2, and lift for 2. Do that about 8 times. And then hold it 3/4 of the way up and press back your knees to the tempo of whatever song you have playing, if you have music playing. But do this about 16 times. After you do that, hold your knees pressed back. You'll really feel it on your inner and outer thighs. And just pulse down an inch and up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. And then if you really want to challenge yourself, you can bring both arms up and then pulse down to the beat of the music. Every time you come up, you want to squeeze your inner thighs. That's really where you're going to feel it. The second exercise is to target the top of your thighs. You want to bring your feet hip width and parallel, so your feet are directly under your hips. Turn sideways and put one hand on your counter or the back of your chair. Raise up to your highest tippy toes, as high as you can go. Bend your knees and sink your seat toward knee level. Make sure your tailbone is tucked under and pointing at the ground. Your outside arm comes forward. Very slowly, squeeze your thighs together and then open back to hip width. Squeeze together and open back to hip width. Do that about 8 times. And then you can pulse down an inch and up an inch, down an inch and up an inch. Do that about 16 times. Raise your arm above your head, hinge back slightly, just slightly, it doesn't have to be far. Retuck your hips, point your tailbone forward, and then pulse down to the beat of the music. You will really feel it bring the fire in here. Now, make your way down to the floor, and we will get ready for some seat work. The first one you can do is come down to all fours and bring your right leg behind you, put the ball of your foot on the floor, and then bend your knee and bring your heel to your seat so your foot is flexed. Press your heel slightly to the ceiling and make sure you're tucking your hips. It might decrease the range of motion, but that's totally okay. We're targeting specific muscle groups. And then just start by pulsing, just little tiny movements, pressing up through your heel toward the ceiling, and then hold the pulse and extend your legs straight and bring your heel to your seat, but only allow from your knee to your heel to move. That works your hamstrings and the base of your seat. And then hold your heel toward your seat, slide your leg down for 2 counts, and press up 2 counts. Again, you will really feel the burn in the back of your seat, and that's what really helps lift it. The last exercise I will show you is for the side of your seat. Just lay down on the floor. You can either prop your head up or you can lay on your arm. Bring your knees out in front of your hips, stack your hips on top of each other. Make sure that your hips are tucked so your core is engaged. Box out your top arm out in front of your chest. And then slowly lift your knee 2 counts and lower 2 counts, but don't set it down, make sure it stays hovering. And then after you do that about 8 times, add a little combo. A little press forward with your knee and a little lift. Press forward and lift. And after you do that 8 times, just little press forward. Do that about 16 times. And then stack your knees again and flex your foot and extend your legs straight and do the same thing. Lift your leg and lower, press forward and little lift, and then little press forward. And there you have it. That will target the side of your seat. You will definitely feel a burn, isolated muscles. Thank you so much, Outstanding Ohio, for having us. Again, I am Aaliyah with Pure Barre and Fairlawn, and we would love to see you stop by. Your first class is always free. I hope some of you try this at home, and I hope to see some of you in the studio soon.